I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and family relationships and good communication all over the world through the lens of self-government. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about parenting power found in good relationships. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a real-life story of a mother who changed the relationship with her son and everything changed. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you some ideas for how you can infuse power into your relationships so that you can improve your communication and overall parenting. Just a little while ago, I was talking with a mother who I've known for quite some time, and I knew she had a son who she'd been struggling with for a number of years. She had sought my help on many different occasions, and I was able to give her some suggestions, and she was following through with those. So it was really great after a few years to hear back from her. Her son is now 15 years old. Their relationship was drastically different than what it used to be. So it used to be that her son was oppositional about everything. He would not help out around the house. He was always arguing and fighting and talking back to her, and oftentimes putting up walls and not even wanting to talk to her whatsoever. So of course, we were talking about different skills that he needed to learn, but also skills that she needed to learn. And we taught her how to correct him. I taught her how to praise him more and how to have meetings with him to try to open up conversation. And all these things were very good. They helped her so much. She needed some of these formats to rely upon. However, she told me that there was one thing that I said that changed everything. She said, Nicholeen, one time we were talking, and you just casually mentioned that all of these skills and corrections and everything I am doing with my son should actually be strengthening the relationship and not straining the relationship. And she said, of course, it's what I wanted, and I knew that you were trying to help us create strong relationships, but all of a sudden it hit me that as I was going through these skills, I wasn't focusing on having a strong bond with my son. So I changed everything. As I was correcting him and looking at him in the eyes, I wasn't looking him in the eyes anymore just because the step said, look at the person. She said, I was looking him in the eyes because I wanted to see inside his heart. I wanted to connect with him. I wanted him to feel how much I loved him. It changed everything for this mother. So she mentioned to me that in every skill that she used, every time she talked to her child, she used that as a time to think. I'm going to look at them and I'm going to think about bonding to them and having a stronger relationship with them. Not just about what they did or didn't do or about what I have to teach them next, but instead to think about we're becoming one with each one of these interactions, even if he was being out of control and pushing me away. And she said, and I want to report something. As soon as I changed my focus on the relationship, those skills changed everything. The skills worked. They were beneficial. They drew our hearts together. There was a mighty change of heart that happened. And she said, and now, a couple of years later, he's 15 years old, and we are tight. We are bonded. And he doesn't have those same behavior problems that he used to have. Sure, he's still a little strong-willed, but they've got that channeled going in a good direction so that he's willing himself to do the things he ought to do instead of doing oppositional things. Really powerful. Knowing the right skills was important, but understanding that all of this parenting stuff we do is about creating a good relationship was even more important. So let's talk about some of the things that we can do to infuse our relationships with added power so that we can have more unity and hopefully decrease some of those problem behaviors too. But before I get to the infusion recipe, click that subscribe button. There are a lot of videos on this channel that talk about strengthening your bonds and helping you with your communications and teaching you vital skills that you need for success. You do not want to miss those. Click subscribe now and don't forget to hit the notification bell too. All right, so let's talk about that infusion recipe. First, you want to infuse your relationships with calmness. So if you are calm, then you're not going to hopefully be manipulating. And when I say calm, I don't mean just not angry. I mean, truly, your heart is okay. Your heart is fine. That you feel like, okay, we have to have this conversation, no big deal. I'll help you through it. And even when someone is yelling in your face, you can think, I love you. I see that you want to have understanding. We need to get to that, but we need to also choose to be calm. So teaching your children about calmness and learning calm skills for yourself is going to make a big difference. You're going to want to stay to the very end of this video because I am going to give you a free gift that will help you infuse your relationships with additional calmness. But for now, just remember that calm is important. I have a rule in my family that I will not do any talking or teaching or correcting unless I know I'm calm. And I'm not going to be listening to what they have to say unless we know that they are calm too. And if they cannot do the 5 steps to following an instruction, which are look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back, then I know that they are not calm. A calm person can do all 5 of those steps, no problem. So making sure that we pre-teach those things ahead of time is super important. The second thing that you want to infuse into your relationships is readiness. You want to be prepared. So often parents don't think of handling a problem until the problem occurs. But wise parents protect their relationships by determining what problems could arise. Now I know you can't know every single thing that will happen, but what I found out as a foster parent is you could prepare for like 99.9% of those things just by learning certain skills. There are 4 basic skills that take care of 99% of your behavioral problems. One of them we've already talked about, and that is following instructions. And that has a skill set of 5 steps attached to it. So what are those other 4 basic skills? Well, there's the following instructions, and then accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. Each one of those skills has a skill set, and if a person knows all 4 of those skill sets, that gives them the tools that they need to apply to almost any situation that they might find themselves in. So teaching those to your children ahead of time, utilizing them yourselves, you are going to be prepared to handle a lot of situations. We don't only teach the children the 4 basic skills, however, we also teach the children the ways that we will correct behaviors, praise behaviors, pre-teach for future good behavior, and help them if they go completely out of instructional control. We're also going to teach them the steps of how to be calm when you feel like you're starting to lose control. These are other important things that we teach the children, and that way they know exactly what we will say and do in any given situation. If you are prepared, anxiety levels go down, and that opens the door for bonding when somebody needs it most. Infusion number 3 is the power of acceptance. So your child's going to make a mistake. They all do. That's the nature of childhood. It's a learning time. We can't expect them to be perfect all the time. Be ready to correct problems and not take it personally. Except when they make a big mess all over the floor and dump dinner, or when they hit someone when they weren't controlling their temper well. Be prepared to handle it, to not take it personally, to not get angry. If you can choose to accept that something went wrong and needs your attention and that you're the one for the job, then your interactions with your children are going to be so much more connective and positive. If you take things personally that they do wrong, then they will soon become manipulated by that anger so that they will have fear when they're around you, and they'll say, oh, I can't tell that to my mom, she'd kill me, or something like that, when in reality, you hope that you wouldn't do that. So make sure you lay a foundation so that they know it's always a safe place to make mistakes in your relationship. The next infusion is the power of words. It's so important that we talk more, not less. And I really can't emphasize this enough. There are so many parents who have really great intentions, they are really good people, and they're even doing a pretty great job of raising good children, but they don't talk that much to their children. They don't have that open communication about anything. And I mean literally anything. I have had children who come to me and say, you know, Mom, I have a concern about something. Can I talk to you about something? Oh yeah, absolutely. And they would say, I seem to be having a problem telling lies. You haven't always noticed, but I do, and I know I need to fix it. Okay, they come to tell me they're telling lies? And that's because they know I'm going to help them fix it. I'm not going to take it personally, remember? That's one of our infusions we've already done. But I'm also going to tell them that was a great thing to do, that's good self-government, and let me help. They might come to me and tell me they have a sexual addiction. They've seen things they shouldn't have seen. But it doesn't matter. Every time a person, one of my children, has had their first kiss, they come tell me. They don't hide it from me. And that's because we've created a habit of having powerful words together. And when I say powerful words, I don't mean emotional words. I just mean honest words, forthright words. We talk to each other about anything, and we talk very openly. And they know that nothing could shock me because I've already told them that multiple times. So have deep conversations with your children. Create a habit of that. In my Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, I talk about having certain meetings with the children. One of them is called a mentor meeting. Those mentor meetings are fantastic to lay the foundation for good, open, honest communication. Our next infusion is the power of consistency. If a person is going to learn to control themselves, if they're going to learn cause and effect, which is required for learning self-mastery, if they are going to become fully mature in their behavior and their processing and their relationships, then they need to experience consistency. Consistency looks like when somebody does something that's good, they get praised or they get told that it was good. At least you talk about it in some way. You acknowledge it, bring it to their attention. Or when they put forth a good effort, then you acknowledge that they put forth a good effort and you help them see the positive consequences of putting forth that effort. Additionally, if something goes wrong, then you consistently follow through by doing a correction. And the correction should feel safe. In fact, home should be the safest place to make mistakes. When you correct your children, it should feel merciful, like you're helping them, not like you're trying to hurt them. That's very different. This is why consequences are my focus and not punishments. Because punishments usually carry this feeling of I'm going to be vindictive, I'm going to hurt you or make you hurt. Consequences are the better way. They teach cause and effect, and they can be administered with love and kindness and understanding. In fact, if a child truly is self-governing, if you have a good relationship, then they should be taught how to accept consequences, and they should have no problem accepting their consequences. I remember the first time that my son Porter accepted a consequence in front of a friend that was one of his soccer friends, and the mother said to me, "Wow, your son does a great job of just accepting when you correct him about something. My son would have fought me on that." And I say, well, he's had a lot of practice and he knows how to accept a consequence. So you have to teach them the skills that they need for success, and then they can use them. But be sure to follow through. If you just get tired some days and you don't handle the things that need to be handled, then your children sometimes develop a habit of manipulation or think of you as actually not caring. Do you recognize that when you correct your children, that gives them a message that you care? Now remember earlier on in this video, I told you that I was going to give you a free gift. Well, here it is. So I have a Calm Parenting Toolkit, and I would like to give it to you completely free. In the description below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. It says something like teachselfgov.com/toolkit or something like that. If you click that link, then it will take you to the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. This is the first thing that you can do to start yourself and your family on the road to self-government. Learning how to be calm when someone else isn't and how to help them get calm without losing your calmness at the same time is a great way to strengthen your relationships, and will definitely help you infuse those relationships with the power of calm. Click on that link now. I'll see you there.